Welcome to a new episode of Dubai Heroes. I have a hero that I like a lot. Anthony Joseph, welcome.
Bless you. Thank you for this introduction. How are you?
Very good.
Been
Happy
a while,
to see you
yeah?
again. Yeah. You, AJ, were.
Last time we had the podcast, I was very sick. I remember. I couldn't walk, so you came to my house.
Yeah. Oh, your wonderful
Wow.
house.
Wow.
And now you are in a great shape.
Thank God, man. We cannot complain. Everything is great. Thank you.
Let me start. It's a kind of birthday for your career or your choice. If I understood, 9 years ago, you came here to Dubai.
9 years ago, I bought the ticket same day like today on the 18th.
Yeah.
But I came to Dubai October 23rd. Which is
But
next week.
you made the choice. And when you celebrate this kind of particular birthday, today or next?
No, I will do it on the 23rd. Even though it's kind of like a bit of a nice day for me, like that I remember that I came to Dubai and how I started all of my career. And in the same time, it's the birthday of my late father. So it's kind of, on that day, I had the mixed emotion between the two.
How was AJ 9 years ago? Buying that ticket.
Wow.
Try
9
to...
years ago, I was 29. And that time, it was the time of my life where I said, you know what, that's enough. I cannot blame my family or my country or my friends or my school or whatever. I can't blame anyone. I am here today because of my own situation, of my own decisions, and I'm the only one responsible to change it. And this is why I decided to travel. But I didn't have any idea about the future. I didn't have any goal. I didn't have any perspective. All what I knew, that where I was living, it wasn't do me any good, and I wasn't evolving as a person. Actually, I was going backward. So I needed to move in order for me to discover myself, discover my potential, discover what I can do. And that's exactly what happened. So how was AJ 9 years ago? Let's use the word he was lost in life, living without a purpose.
Good. And what about money 9 years ago?
Man, I was broke. I was terribly broke. Yeah, I wasn't doing well at all.
You had the money enough to buy the plane ticket anyway.
It's the end of the day, like I had a car, I had my stuff, but I mean, what is this for a guy who's 29 years old? Like under my name, what, $10,000? You call this money? This is nothing. So eventually I remember I sold my car. I had few debts, which I paid it off because I wanted to have a fresh start. And yeah, I came here with just like few thousand, 4,500, something like that. I cannot remember exactly, but it wasn't like...
Did you move to here alone or with your, girlfriend or something?
No, I came to Dubai to visit my uncle that has been living here for, 15, 20 years. He's been living here for a long time. So yeah, I came here to visit him. My plan was not to move. I was coming here for a family visit.
So it was a round trip?
Yeah.
One way.
No. I fell in love with Dubai and I said, you know what? Let me stay in here. This is where the opportunity is. I felt it. I don't know how. So yeah, I came here. I stayed with him for the first 6 months at his house. He had an extra room, and then I moved out, rented my first studio. Okay, I did all of this in 1 week. So I rented my first studio. I bought the furniture. I rented my first car rental. It was a Hyundai Accent, which for me was a Ferrari or a Lambo or whatever you want to name it. And yeah, all of this happened after 6 months straight away, all in 1 week.
This is something we have in common, It was a round trip from UK where I lived.
Yeah.
And I decided for many reasons that you can understand living here. This is the place to be. Here, I have a chance to recover because
Absolutely.
I was broken from the pandemic. My company group was almost...
You just stayed here to avoid taxes. I know you. You don't like taxes. You were like I said, tax-free city, happy days. I found it. Let me stay on Dubai.
that was one of the reasons.
Yeah.
But I have the ticket again, and I moved year by year, thanks to Emirates, to come back in London. But I never will come back.
Definitely.
Never.
Definitely.
After 9 years, where are you, AJ? Another person.
In which aspect? mentally, physically,
No,
emotionally.
personally, I remember your wonderful wife.
Thank you.
and also for your career, you
Thank you. I
won.
changed a lot.
You reached many goals, no?
Yeah. And beyond that, and now after reaching them, I'm like, maybe I was thinking too small. Maybe I need bigger goals and visions. But I mean, where am I today? From those 9 years, I founded multiple companies in Dubai that they're doing amazing.
Real estate.
Real estate and real estate services. It's not only about real estate. I have the real estate services. I've done, I don't know, an online course, physical academy, 2 books out of which they are Amazon bestsellers. I don't know, I kind of forget what I have done in this 10 years because I've done a lot.
Allah.
Mentally, I grew. Now I'm way wiser than before. Before, whenever you used to tell me, I used to act with my emotions, mainly their anger or aggression. Now I don't get angry anymore. I just listen to you, try to comprehend where are you coming from and why you're saying this to me, just to see what is your point of view, you know. Physically, I am in a great shape, thank God. My surrounding has really, I trimmed my surrounding. So when I came here, in a matter of 1 year, I almost had like 70 to 80 friends. Nowadays, I can barely count them on one hand. This is my friend. My circle is too small, it's too narrowed down. And I have lots of connects, I have lots of associates, I have over thousands, but however, my circle is too small. I keep it like that tight, indulging myself still into learning, still getting courses, still trying to reach my, I don't know, the most potential I can reach it mentally. And now my vision has changed a bit for myself. So I always think, and when I'm in the car, you know, I'm like, so in the first decade, you made news. Maybe in the second decade, you should make history. So it's like, what can I do so big to make history,
Yeah.
to be in the history books? I still don't know it, but I can guarantee you it's coming. Knowing my mindset, how stubborn I am, like when I put something in my mind, I have to do it. So humbly, I'm telling you, like my first decade, I made news. My second decade, I'm gonna make history.
Are you grateful to life and
Absolutely.
to
I'm grateful
whom?
to everything,
And also
everything.
people.
First of all, I'm grateful to God. I'm a man of faith. If you follow me, you know, like every Sunday I'm in church. Like, doesn't matter where I am.
You know me.
Yeah, it's like I pray a lot. I pray on a daily basis. And when I go to church every Sunday, it's not only to pray. I always try to, because, you know, you see lots of sad faces in church. Mainly people tend to pray when they are sad.
Yeah.
So I always try to find someone, talk to them, see what's up, what's happening. Unfortunately, lots of times it's something related to health, which we cannot fix it. But if it's something that can be fixed financially, I am there to help. I don't even ask the person their name or where they come from, which country. I don't care. He's just a human being. So being grateful, yeah, I'm grateful to God for everything. I'm grateful that I have survived what I have survived. And now with time, I got to know that maybe he picked me as his favorite soldier, because when I was going through the hard time, I was always like, why you're doing this to me? But then I knew it's like, because I have the capability to endure pain mentally, physically, and financially and in social life. I went through all of this. I am also very grateful to everyone, man. The people who support me, I'm grateful to them. The people who try to put me down, I'm also grateful to them, because I need to burn them with my success. So it's also another way of motivation. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for this city. I'm grateful for Sheikh Mohammed for the opportunities he has created for us to live in Dubai. I'm grateful for the, I don't know, infrastructure, the safety. Like now seeing the news, it's kind of disgusting where people are living not day by day, we can say minute by minute, to be very honest. And in here we wake up, I don't know, like we listen to birds, man. We have, I don't know, everyone is going, kids are going to school. You don't see the kids that we see it on TV right now. So I'm grateful for everything, to be very honest, and I will never forget in my life, doesn't matter what life take me, what has Dubai as a city gave me. Whether it's the connection, whether it's the work, whether it's the achievement, whatever I have done in here, I'm gonna be forever grateful for it.
Great. Appreciate your way to think to yourself.
Thank
also. Let's speak of something practice.
Sure.
You are a real estate guy. Especially you train agent.
Yeah.
How many agents are there in Dubai?
I don't know. Like, there is no one can even tell.
10,000, 15,000.
You have 13,200 registered broker, but you have over 85,000 practicing the brokerage without cards, without anything.
It's a town.
So that's why I cannot give you a number. Like, when I made a video, which was almost like 8 months ago, that I had actual figures that there was 62,000 brokers. Now I'm telling you, we have passed the 85,000.
Do you think there is a space in the market for all of them?
No.
And what is the advice you can give to be successful if someone would start
Listen,
to
Salvatore,
compete?
I'm gonna tell you something. So in the real estate, there is cycles. When I came to Dubai, the cycle was all the way down. So back then, there was not many agents. There was not even many buyers. I was telling this morning. I was telling a friend of mine, like, do you remember those days when we had a client who wanted to buy a studio, and we used to spend with him 2-3 weeks and talk to his wife and talk to his friends and talk to everyone to convince them to sell that studio to make 5,000 dirhams, and we were laughing. What happened nowadays is, because this crazy elevation in the market, it attracted lots of people. These people, most of them, they don't have passion for sale. They don't have passion for any financial category. They don't have passion for anything. But they've seen a guy, or they heard a story that this person, without any experience, came in and now he made 300,000, 500,000, 1 million. They were like, oh, I'm even smarter than this guy. If this guy made it, why shouldn't I? So they all came together, and now they're kind of like... I want to say it in a nice way, but I can tell you that there is a mega volume of quantity, but when it comes to quality, there is few. And when I say few, I'm talking about over 1,000 brokers doing very well. And I'm very proud sometimes to be dealing with such brokers, either interviewing or exchanging ideas or stuff like that. So for this volume, eventually it's gonna drop. It's not gonna stay like that. It's not sustainable. And these brokers will eventually find out that this is not their industry, and they should be doing something else, and they start leaving bit by bit, where there will be others that they will say, okay, I am hanging around with another new joiner. I'm spending my time smoking a lot. Maybe I should loosen up on the smoking and start hanging around the actual winners in my company and learn from them, listen to how they speak, and they will change, and eventually they will become good.
Let me provoke you. We, when buy something, compare more than one website or a grocery shop.
Yeah.
When we love Amazon or Alibaba or JD because there are no middlemen.
Mm-hmm.
In such a big industry where everything is well known thanks to the technology, do we really need brokers? So expensive fees to pay?
I'll tell you something. Sales is an emotional ride. Every sales that happens, it's because of emotion. Very few work their mind off. And when I do my training, I always talk to people, when you have the investor, how to tackle his mind and how to tackle his heart. It has to be one here, one down, one here, one down. Just do 5 and you got the guy a buyer. Now, yes, it is extremely important to be having brokers. However, it's not important at all to be having order takers. So if I know my unit, if I know my payment plan, if I own anything, I don't need someone to tell him this is my passport, book me a unit. However, if I'm coming to the city and I'm looking at everything is beautiful, where shall I buy? Of course, I need an advisor. I need someone to come tell me, listen, Anthony, sit down here. You see this beachfront side? Okay, let's go back to 4 years back. This was the starting price. This has been the capital gain. This has been the rental. This area, it still has a room of capital gain, another 10%. However, I have a replica, which is just right here. It's a new master community being launched, and this is going to be doing the same performance. So when people come to me with information and knowledge and this stuff, definitely I need a broker. But for an order taker, it's okay, man. I can do my own homework.
Prices are becoming crazy, no?
Why?
Are growing,
Well,
growing, and
we're
growing.
still undervalued.
Okay.
We're still undervalued.
do
With
you
all of this, we're still
Do you
undervalued.
suggest to continue investing in real estate in Dubai?
Absolutely.
What are your favorite places to invest in?
Anything that has a community of townhouses and villa, buy it blindly without even looking. Doesn't matter what's the size.
There is no too much supply.
We are way undersupplied when it comes to townhouses and villas. Even if you go back to 2021 and see all of the launches which were happening, I can tell you there was 60 to 65% flats and 35% townhouses and villas, which they will be handing over between the period of 2026 to 2027. So from now until then, whoever owns a townhouse or villa, they can ask for their own prices. And I'm telling you this knowing from my own properties. Recently I've did few sales, and I don't know, I was just like giving a price just for fun, and my offer was accepted. And I was like, okay, there's something wrong.
And at this level of prices,
Yeah.
how much could be the cap rate? I mean, how much you can make through rentals?
Rentals used to be making 4% if we are talking in 2020. With time and following today, especially the last year, which is 2023, now on a long term, you're making 8. If someone is still holding the property from when they bought it off plan until today, they're making 12 on long term. When it comes to short term, add another 20-25%. If you're still holding it from the off plan, you're making anywhere between 18 to 20%, which is crazy. However, if someone bought the property again and they're following what they have bought it on the price, goes down to 11-12%. Which is still crazy comparing to anywhere in the world, especially that this money is net to your pocket. There's no tax on this money.
Yeah, only service charge you have to deduct.
That's something else. Yeah.
And do you suggest long or short term? I know you. I think I know your answer.
Come
I know your
on,
answer.
you know,
Yeah, but why? Because, for example, as an investor, for
Yeah.
my properties, I prefer a mixed formula.
Okay.
Because diversifying is my principle.
It's not bad if you're looking to get cash immediately and you want to reinvest it somewhere else. You might end up to be making more than the short-term rental if that money you took it as a return and then reinvested and got a return on it. I'm not saying no, but if you're telling me I have 1 unit or 2 units and what shall I do, you know my answer. It's like go short-term all the way. And what's happening, Salvatore, and that's the issue. Have you seen this jump in the rentals between 2021 to 2023?
A big jump.
Massive jump. Okay, follow the Lira calculator. You cannot even increase. Most of the properties, it says you cannot increase. If you can increase, you can increase 5%. But there is mega difference between what was leased in 2021 and 2023. And now, in order for you to break that lease, you have to go to RDC, the Rental Dispute Center, and the land department and say, hey guys, I have this issue. This is the current market rental, and this is what I have rental. Following your calculator, I cannot increase. Then they will assign like kind of jury to be looking at the lease and do another market evaluation to see if they can break that lease or not. Anyhow, the process is long. It takes time. It takes money for it to happen. While in the short term, he's staying 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months. Eventually, he's gonna go do whatever he wants.
Okay, but I want to diversify. I think, what about low season? There are?
Yeah, of course. You have the summer.
Yeah.
Listen, In the summer, if us who lives in here cannot stay in here, how are we expecting tourists to be coming? But who cares? The money is done in the first 9 months. Like the summer is just cherry on the cake. It's not even money you count. Whatever comes from it comes from it.
Are you looking what's happening in New York to Airbnb?
Regarding, yeah, of course.
Also
And
in Italy, Florence
yeah,
closed,
yeah,
definitely, and
yeah.
other country are deciding. Do you think something could happen in this country?
I
in
think
Dubai?
that these governments will do their kind of own short-term leases that they will get the payment gateway or the form of payment which will be their central bank digital currency, where they can follow everything so they can make sure that they are holding the taxes. While if you're doing an Airbnb system, you can pay 10% to reserve a unit and pay the remaining cash. This host is not finding all of the money. So because they don't feel there is a massive control over it, they're doing this. And by the way, speaking of Italy, it was because of an apartment I rented in Milan for one night. In 2018, I started the Holiday Homes Company. Seriously, that was my experience. Because I remember I was doing, me and a friend of mine, like a tour for Europe, and we wanted to fly to Cyprus, so we had to go to Milan one night. All of the hotels were booked, and he was like, what shall we do? I'm like, leave it to me. So I was going to Google and seeing how to rent, and that was the first time where something called Airbnb popped in my face. I'm like, what is this? Clicked on it, went, saw the review, booked the flat. Also, the process was so easy. A guy on a Vespa, he came to me, typical Italian guy. That's the keys, enjoy, ciao. And he left. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And from there, I knew like this industry has something massive in it. And I started my Holiday Homes Company.
I don't want to seem negative because I'm positive by nature.
Yeah.
But if you have a hotel, you need license, a lot of employees, guarantee level of service to your customer, and compete with other hotels. In the moment next door, you have an apartment. Is this a big competition, no? Even if you offer a different service.
It is. And the Holiday Homes has been winning from 2016. And it was for various reasons. Number one, if someone wants to come to visit you in the hotel, what they're gonna do immediately? They have to go to a reception, show their passport, and then that receptionist will look at the person like, sir, hold on one moment, pick up the phone. Hey, Mr. Salvatore, there is Miss or Mrs. X here coming to see you. Shall I allow them? That process of 2 minutes, 5 minutes is annoying. Number two, you cannot smoke in your rooms. Number three, if you have a pet, you cannot have it in your over there. So there is lots of restrictions in the hotel where there is so much freedom. When you are taking Airbnb, whoever wants to come to you can come to you. If you want to smoke and your host is telling you like all of the flat as a smoking area or the balcony as a smoking area, regardless, they will tell you what you can do. If you want to have pet, you will have pet. You just pay extra security deposit. So in case of there is some kind of damages, it will be deducted from you. So that flexibility, not to mention the price is minimum 30 to 40% cheaper. So for example, Salvatore, you're coming to Dubai. You have the option to take one room, like a one bedroom in an hotel, and pay on it 10,000 dirhams, plus another 10,000 dirhams your cost staying here. Or you can come take an Airbnb where you pay 4,000 dirhams, okay, and that remaining 6,000 you spend it on yourself. What would you pick? Because as a tourist, you're coming here to sleep. You're not here to stay in the hotel and do your spa. And you want to check the city. So the bed space is for you to sleep. So you say, okay, I'll save money in my accommodation. And that extra money, which I was supposed to pay for the hotel, let me enjoy it, me and my family. Like me take them to the beach or something. So when you put it, it's like you're comparing them. It's not even comparable.
Agree. I understand. Got the point.
Yeah.
Did you ever thought to manage a hotel?
I did. Of course I did. I won't do it.
I don't believe you.
I don't do it.
See you in less than...
I'll tell you something. To be very honest with you, hotels business, they don't make money.
It depends.
You know what makes money?
I think hotels I realized many hotels never manage it, but realized. And regarding the business model, may I say, is very similar to the one of the restaurants. There are restaurants that make a lot of money, and the most part of them that lose money.
When it comes to hotels, in my own experience and my knowledge in the field, it doesn't make money. Number two, I'll tell you how hotels make money. If you as an hotel owner own that building, and you have a chain, branch number 2, branch number 3, and one day you decide you want to do an evaluation or you want to put this hotel on an IPO, then they will see the asset that you will own. The income coming from the hotel, they will look at it the least. But if you only have one building that you are subleasing it, renting it, and bringing an operator and bringing here and there, if you're breaking even, happy days. So when I looked at it, I wasn't really kind of like profound of it. Also, I hated the fact that it's a 24-hour job, and in any second, someone can give you a bad review or tell you you're doing a shit work or whatever it is. Because unfortunately, and it happens in the most hospitality sector, that if you do 1 million thing right, it's okay, it's expected, no one will even say thank you. But God forbid, if you snooze or something happens, it's like you open the doors of hell on you. You're a bad company, you scammed me, you did this, and I'm like, for what? You know what I mean? So that's why as a business, I wasn't really a fan of it. It takes lots of dedication it takes lots of attention, and they can rip you off in anything. Any department in the hotel can rip you off.
Thanks for coming, Anthony.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be on your show.
We will repeat shortly.
Sure.
I want to follow you.
With pleasure. Anytime.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I